Hey, Quad City Tesla guy here today. And people are always saying that FSD, full self driving, is so dangerous. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not that dangerous. It's actually very safe. And I'm going to prove it to you today on a little ride through the Quad Cities. So watch this video and you'll see how safe it actually is. Let's get started. Gonna buckle up. Can't even leave. Can't even start full self-driving unless you have your seatbelt on first. That's the first thing, right? So I got my seatbelt on. Now it says start self-driving. We're gonna go to work, but I'm gonna try to navigate it several different roads to see what will happen and see if we can take it on some busier roads. It is morning. Usually traffic right about now is on the way to work, so you'll see lots of cars out trying to get to their workplace or whatnot. And so we're going to just see what that will take, but we're going to go a little bit different route. So we're going to go take down a road to somewhere it's a little busier. John Deere Road in uh, Moline is pretty busy about this time of day. So we're going to go down there. We're going to see how it does. So let's just go ahead and enter a location down there. We're going to add a stop. We're going to pick, let's just say, let's just go to a Starbucks down there. Brand new Starbucks. Should take us on some interesting routes to get there. Let's go ahead and say Starbucks on 7th, Kimberly. No, let's just go look at the map here and let's just find the one I want. So this is the Quad Cities. If you're not familiar with the Quad Cities, it's this is the Mississippi River here. Cuts through going basically east to west in the Quad Cities. And there's several bridges that go across the river here. And then on this side of the river, the south side of the river is Illinois, and on the north side of the river is Iowa. And we're gonna go down here, down. So that's I'm backwards, first of all. Not sure how I got backwards. So I had it all backwards. Still north and south. So north is Iowa, south is Illinois. And we're over here. And we're gonna go try to navigate down here on this road because this road gets pretty busy during the day. And we're just gonna have it take us, actually it's gonna have it take us to the Walmart down there. As that Walmart is really kind of busy. So we're going to go ahead and add that. And then we're going to go to work. And we're going to take some roads that are a little bit more busy. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're leaving out of a Walgreens in East Moline. Pulling in here was interesting how it navigated around the building. Instead of taking a left that we're going and came down the road that we're coming down now, it went around the back of the building. So, I mean, yeah, it does. FSD will navigate some weird directions sometimes. Not sure if that's a issue between the maps and the actual FSD software, but sometimes FSD takes you on a different route than the map is actually telling you it's going to take, which can be interesting at times. But that's just a quirk that's happening right now. It usually does not do that, so um, you'll see, and we'll just kind of talk about the drive as we go. So here we are, first intersection. You can see the distance between me and this bus is pretty good, right? So most people would probably pull right up on the back of the bus because people are more aggressive. FSC is not that aggressive, and we're even in hurry mode right now. So you can see that car was kind of creeping forward there, and FSD slowed down just a little bit because it wasn't sure if that car was going to come through the intersection or not. So it was monitoring what that car was about to do, and it decided that it wasn't going to go as fast through the intersection as it wanted to because it thought that car was going to come through. So let's just see if we can find anything else that FSD is going to do that would be different than what you would expect. So here, a couple other things while we're on the drive here. So it's still supervised. you still have to monitor what the vehicle does. It's not unsupervised. So that means you still have to pay attention. Still have to watch out your mirrors, check to see if like your blind spots. You should check your blind spots. Now there is like on the screen here, you'll see there are options to see what the cameras see. I'm going to make it take a right here because I want to make some turns and do some extra movements that the car probably wouldn't do. So the route wasn't going to take us there, but I just chose to go right instead. And the car respected my wishes and took me right. So you can still kind of dictate where the car is going to go with the blinkers. Now, this 2025 Model 3 Highland has the blinker buttons on the steering wheel, which means it's not as I feel like this is maybe not as safe because like if you're going through roundabouts, the wheel will turn and it'll be over here and you want to push the button to get out of the roundabout. Well, it's upside down now, so that causes some confusion. But they've returned the turn stock back to the actual steering wheel stock, so that has changed. But that's one thing that I think about this version of this model that could be improved. Now you can get a stock installed. So if you like that style instead, you can now get one installed, and that would fix that problem. So you can see it's still trying to get us down to Walmart. It stopped before the stop sign. So what FSD will always do is when it sees a stop sign, it'll pull up and stop at the stop sign. That's a NHTSA compliance thing. So what that means is that it will stop at the stop sign and it will creep forward and then it will just get to the intersection. If there's no cars, it will go. It won't stop again. But if there are cars, it will stop once again to wait for traffic. Now, you saw that turn back there, navigated that perfectly. That no problems. There wasn't much traffic. And honestly, right now, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of traffic here. We're going to try to get it down to a busier intersection. Let's take a look at where we're going here. So, yeah, we're going to be taking a left up here at the light. Um, so we're on the Avenue of the Cities right now. This road pretty much cuts through all of the quad cities on the Illinois side. It goes from Silvis all the way to Rock Island, basically. So it's a main road through the middle of the quad cities on the Illinois side. And I'm going 43 in a 40 zone, pretty good speed. Here's that camera view that I'm talking about. So it will show you what's on the left side of the vehicle. So it's sometimes even better than just looking at the mirrors on the car. So that's one thing that I really appreciate about this. And you can move it wherever you want. So if it's in your way to see something, you can move it there, you can move it there, and you can move it here. So you can choose where you want that to be. I like to have it right there. And that's one of the things. Now, if you're interacting with the screen, it will move the screen for you temporarily so that you can interact with the screen as well. So it doesn't prevent you from doing that. Now, a lot of people say, oh, you're always like touching the screen and fiddling around with it. How do you, that doesn't seem very safe. Well, I'm not driving number one right now. But if I did want to do something, I could do it. I can do it with the button. Now, see this guy, he's slowing down. Car respected him trying to get to the right there. But there wasn't enough room for the car to really go around. So it just kind of paused a little bit, waited for him to turn, and then continued on. So we're going to see how you can interact with the vehicle without using the screen. So change the temperature to high. Got air. I must have set that wrong. No connection. Interesting. So sometimes you get that where the connection's not working for some reason. Uh, change the fans to high. Well, I must be dumb because I don't know the command. Let's see. Turn steering wheel heat on. See, now it's got the steering wheel heat adjusted to on. to auto. Turn on defrost. Well, this is not going well. Let's just not even try. I don't know why that's happening. It seems like maybe I'm having some issues with communicating with AT&T, which is what their premium service uses, and that Quad Cities has got some spotty areas for. Oh, there. It did come on. I don't know what happened earlier, but it did come on. But you also have like the most of the buttons that you're going to use are right here. So it's pretty easy to like just turn off and on what you want. It's just like having buttons here. Most of it that I'm going to use is right there. I can turn on music. I can turn off music. I can swipe this to the right and see the full screen of what FSD can see. There's a bunch of kids over here. You're going to see it's going to see all these kids. So it can see those people on the sidewalk. It can see other cars. It's pretty amazing what it can see. So here we are. You can see lights. Sees the lights are red. So it's going to stop again a little sooner than humans would stop. It's going to give a little bit more space between the vehicles. And yeah, so far, so good. So we're going to see how it navigates into the Walmart, which is always a busy place. And Walmart is a little bit of a challenge to get into because it's got a lot of twists and turns just to get into the parking lot in the first place. But let's just see how it approaches it. Now, that guy, I think, went through the red light. Well, it was pretty close. I didn't really see. But yeah, FSD just slowed down and creeped up to the light. So we're good. So yeah, it can see all the traffic in the area. It can see these cars over here. It can see the cars going through the intersection. It can see the cars on the other side of the road. So it knows like everything about anything that's in the area, and you can see what it can see here. So you can twist the screen around, see whatever you want. And then once you don't touch it for a while, it's going to snap back to its original position. So this is the default position that it's going to use. So you can also see information about your current drive, since you last charged, and the current odometer. You can also see your tire pressure. So normally I set my tire pressure to about 42, but during the winter, I filled it up probably to 43, but since it's starting to warm up, tire pressure is rising. So it's almost time now, since it's going to stay pretty warm for the next week or two, maybe time to adjust my tire pressure by letting a little bit of the pressure out of the tires. But it's right there on the screen. And so, yeah. And when it gets a little bit brighter out, that happens. So you have like a dark mode when it's dark out, so it's not blindingly bright. And then when it becomes brighter out, it actually turns the screen on. Now, we made a full stop there. Some people would just roll through that and not stop at all. So, again, a point where FSD is safer than humans. So we're going to navigate the parking lot here so you can see the speed here is saying it's 30, but I think the navigation's off. But the car knows that it's 20. The FSD can see like these signs and see that it's a 20 mile per hour zone, and it's going 23. And maybe people don't want to go this slow through the entrance to the parking lot, and we're going to just see where it takes us. So it's going to navigate right to the first left. So it sees this car coming towards us, slows down, waits for it, and gets into the parking lot. So now, would I have picked this route to come into the parking lot? Probably not. Is it safer maybe than other ways to get into this parking lot? There is a lot of stopping and going on the other way in. So maybe this is a better route to get into the parking lot. Maybe it's safer. Okay, so we made a full stop at another stop sign, even in the parking lot. Now it's going to see this guy with this container and the broom that's cleaning. You can see there, it sees him, it sees the other cars in the parking lot, and it sees this guy coming across the road. He thinks he's on a motorcycle, and now he's on a golf cart. But, who cares what it thinks it is? It still sees that there's something and a human in it. Now let's see how it navigates this. So now we're turning down the lane with the people in it. Sees everything, sees people outside of the cars, on the little go-kart for the cart thing. And it's going to find a parking spot and it's going to actually back in. So some people think that backing into parking spots is safer than pulling in. Now, I have a brother who, sorry, bro, who thinks that backing into parking lots is safer because, like, a lot of people are in a hurry when they leave, right? So I'm not in a hurry, but we're gonna start self-driving again, and we're gonna head to work. But some people are in a hurry when they leave, and so when they're backing up to leave in a hurry, they smash into stuff that they don't see. Now, FSD would see it even if it was backing up out of a spot. This time it pulled out of the spot going forward because it backed in, which is probably truly safer. So my brother's right. Backing into a parking spot makes sense because it's safer. And when you're parking, you're probably more safe backing in because you're not in a hurry. You're taking your time. Now, it doesn't mean that not every time somebody's not in a hurry to like get out of a parking space, right? Or out of a parking lot. Maybe they're in a hurry to get somewhere else. But in this case, it was pretty safe. So here we are. We're going to navigate all these stop signs now, and you're going to see it's going to stop at every one. And in parking lots, they're usually right on the line, but on other places like residential areas, the parking signs or the stopping signs are usually about 4 or 5 feet. Now, this is our local homeless guy's chair there on the side of the road as well. So if he was there, it would have saw him. Um, yeah. So far so good. You can see we are navigating just fine. Let's see how it navigates us out of here. Because if you take a right here, you can only go right and go back on John Deere Road east towards John Deere headquarters. And if you go straight, you can loop around and you can then get on the interstate. So it's going to actually go around. So again, this is just better navigation, but sometimes it makes mistakes. So just keep that in mind. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, thanks for coming back and watching. And if you haven't hit subscribe yet, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. I'm looking to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the month. And if I can do that by the end of February of 2026, that would be great. That just helps me, encourages me to keep going. And yeah, so it's not gonna take the right, take the interstate. It's gonna stay off the interstate. So yeah, please comment, like, and subscribe if you enjoy videos like this and like seeing how Tesla can either be safe or not safe. So if you have any comments, please put them down in the comments. I'd like to know also, if you're not going to subscribe, why don't you want to subscribe? Just comment. I'd appreciate it. Maybe it's something I could change about the way I'm delivering these videos, the things I talk about. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I'm just being me. I'm authentically, this really is who I am. I do make a lot of jokes too, but not everybody wants to hear a bunch of jokes. And if you want jokes, you should go watch Jeeb's videos. He's funny. It's GJEEBS. He has a great channel with a lot of autonomous vehicle content. So maybe you would enjoy that better if you're into comedy. And I love him too. He's pretty good. But I can be funny if you really want me to, but I'm just on a drive to work right now and trying to show you how FSD can be very safe. Now I'm looking over my left shoulder because this is what you should be doing. Yeah, full self-driving can see that anyway, as you can see. And I didn't necessarily have to look over my left shoulder. I could have just looked at the camera view there and saw that. Um, I think we're just going to take some back roads here. We're not taking the interstate, which is fine. I could do another video someday to show you how safe FSD is on interstate roads. Um, I did make a video just recently that I posted where I drove from Silvis out to the Bettendorf TBK sports complex. So that's kind of highway driving. If you're interested in seeing that, that was the previous video I posted. Um, it wasn't about FSD safety. It was more just about a road trip out to a supercharger. And I screwed up and the cameras didn't record properly. Like one of the cameras just didn't work right. And I was planning to actually make a different video where I was going to some different places in the Quad Cities using FSD and Grok, and my camera shut off early because it ran out of power. So I just abandoned those videos that I recorded and moved on. And maybe I'll do it again another day. And next time I'll actually plug a cord into the camera so the power doesn't go out. The batteries only last about 40 minutes on the GoPro. So yeah, that kind of bit me that day. But you can see so far so good. It's navigated me here. I'm on the Avenue of the Cities again, and the interstate kind of off ramp. I don't know what you would call this, like a frontage road, I guess. But yeah, so we are doing pretty good here. We're gonna just see if we can make it do a couple more unplanned turns instead of now normally this would just take me straight to work, this road here. It's 19th Street and I work off of 19th Street. So I'm going to see if I can make it take a turn and go some other road and then come back towards 19th Street just to show you that it can do it. I am curious. So I'm going to make it take a left here. I'm going to take a left onto this lane. So you can see you can make it change lanes too. And then I'm at the light. I'm going to see if I can make it take a left at this light because I want to go up the hill and continue straight. Now I may disengage FSD for just a little bit. Let's see if I can get it to take a left. Yeah. If you get it early enough, it will do exactly what you want it to do. And there you can see it made that left turn just fine. If it puts a turn signal on, you can tell it not to turn by just pushing the same turn signal again, and it will not make the right turn because it wants to go right because it's got to go down the hill down there, down onto 19th Street to get to my office. But I'm going to try to see how far I can make it go down this road before it will take a right. So it's going to come to the stop sign and it's going to want to take a right, but I'm going to see if I can tell it not to go right. So it keeps on turning the signal on. This might be more challenging. It wants to go right. I don't want it to go right. I don't want it to go right. I want it to go straight. Nope. So that's one thing that you can't do is this is going to be a great view of the bridge. So pretty cool. We'll just see if we can make it take a left on some other road as we go down here. So that's the I-80 bridge there, straight ahead. Pretty amazing. And we're going to just make it take a left down here at the bottom of the hill. See if we can get it to turn left, keep going out of the way versus going straight. Now, see, now it's starting to disobey me. It's starting to make me mad. I want it to go left. I really want you to go left. I really want you to go left. It won't do it. So it's got a mind of its own right now. It's determined to get me to the office. So we're just going to let it do it. I'm giving up. I'm probably confusing these people behind me. They're like, why does this guy keep turning the signal on and off? I can't help it. I'm recording an FSD drive and I'm trying to force this vehicle to do what I want it to do. And sometimes it just wants to do what it's supposed to do, which is take you to your destination. So again, no problems driving around here. Light turned yellow. It is stopping immediately for the yellow light. Now, if the light had turned yellow just as I was approaching the intersection, like a little bit back from where I'm at right now, it would have continued forward and going through the intersection, because I think what it will do is if it sees it turn yellow just as you're hitting the intersection, it will still go through the intersection because that's okay. But I have seen it like turn yellow and aggressively stop before the intersection. And maybe it was because there were other vehicles coming into the intersection, creeping forward, whatever. But yeah, it's pretty safe generally going to the through the intersections. So yeah, I mean, you can see I really don't have to do much. It's doing all the driving. I'm just kind of telling it to turn here and there occasionally, and that's about it. Now this guy not moving, not sure what he's doing, but we're taking a left, and then we're going to take a right down here into the parking lot, and we have arrived safely at work. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Is FSD safe? Is it unsafe? Would you trust it? Do you not trust it? I mean, how much would you trust FSD? Would you trust if it was unsupervised? Would you actually sit in the back seat and let nobody be in the front seats and let it drive you to work? It's going to try to park me in these charging spots, and I don't really want to charge this morning, so I'm just going to go ahead and take over. But so what do you think? Let me know in the comments below if you would trust FSD, and if you would trust it unsupervised, where you could actually sit in the back. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you would, because it just is helping me to know that people care about what I'm posting, and it just motivates me to continue and do more. I've only been doing this for a couple months, so here I'm using Auto Park. So I just told it what parking spot I wanted, and it's going to pull me into the parking spot. And you can see it's looking at the cameras and sees like where I'm at in the lines and how close I am to the other cars, and just parks and puts it in park for me. Another thing about Tesla is you use your phone as the key. So phone is the key. And when you get out of the vehicle with your phone, it automatically locks the vehicle for you. And if you want, it will even make a sound to let you know that the car doors were locked. So yeah, that's pretty much all the things I can tell you at the moment. It comes with like this other option too. It's called the Dashcam. So you can see the Dashcam. This will, like, if somebody comes up to your vehicle and is close to it, it will record video of them. So you can see here, this is just a second ago, just showing like how fast I was going. It's using self-driving. You can see all the different camera views. Pretty cool. If somebody walks up to my vehicle during the day, it has this thing called Sentry Mode, and Sentry Mode will actually record a video of somebody approaching your vehicle. So you can see if somebody is dinging your door, if somebody is trying to break into your vehicle, all kinds of things. So there is some safety in that as well. Yeah, so there are lots of other things that make this vehicle safe. Like you can set the dynamics of your vehicle. You can set in Autopilot. I think you can even use the speed profiles. You can do different things there. Offsets for your speed as far as how much faster you want to go. You have, let's see here, where is uh, child? I think it's like child thing here. Parental controls, on and off, child lock, phone left behind, green traffic lights, park assist chimes, offline routing. I think you can like change actually the speed. Like if you don't want your kids like going too fast, you can actually change that as well. Not things that I would normally use, but those are things that you can control in the settings as well. Um, so yeah, there's just lots of things you can do here. Let's see if I can find those options real quick. Um, I would have thought I don't really use it, so I'm not sure where that would be, but I know it is in here. Let's take a look. Lights, locks, autopilot, charging. I would think it would be like under controls, but this is pretty much everything that's under controls. Not much there. There's the recording, car wash, neutral, Sentry, steering. So like Sentry Mode is what turns on and like records if people walk up to your vehicle. I want to. I would have thought it would have been there, but I don't remember what it's called. But anyway, if you know what it's called, comment down below. Remind me where it's at. I know that there's a way of setting like max speed for like kids. You can like designate all that. So those are settings you can do as well. But thanks for watching. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Patrick, Quad Cities Tesla Guy. I also have a website, qcteslaguy.com. If you're interested in seeing other videos or what I posted, uh, I have a blog, but I haven't really been using it yet. And then I also have my vehicle metrics out there. So it's an example of what you can do with the Tesla Fleet API. So if you're interested in programming and want to see what you can do, I have some videos about that as well. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back and thanks for watching again. As always, use technology to drive safe so that you can live life. See you in the next one, guys.